Planetech is an independent media house that offers a relevant source of news, information, and articles. We also offer genuine experience across an excellent portfolio of media. Today, Planetech Media House presents a tribute to Global Exhibitions Day, an expert talk on planning for exhibition and events essential consideration. Today we are here with an amazing and energetic man who is Sunil Moore, who is the director of Fairy Act Exhibition and Events LLP and also a president of IESA. I welcome you to the platform of Planetech Media House, sir. Thank you for being here. Here you go.
Good afternoon, and after a lot of efforts, we are now on. And as my title goes, it's a recipe for organizing successful events. And as we witnessed just now, any event, any try you do, all the work what you do, if God is unwilling, it will create some difficulties. So I hope that at least this presentation goes through. Let us go to the next slide. See, what are the events? What are the events? Events are just like a place where buyers and sellers meet. And why they meet? There will be various reasons for their meeting. Either they are there for learning new products or network. Go back, please. Strengthening the existing relationships or transact business. Exhibitions are not new. They are centuries old. What we used to see in a weekly bazaar in a village or a flea market in a town in Europe, they are the mothers of all exhibitions, where the actual transaction took place. So event is an important part of marketing mix for any organization. Organization will have a different marketing mix. They will have advertisements. They will have social media. They will have webinars. They will have, but exhibition, conferences become an important part of the entire marketing budget for any organization. To start with, a successful event usually needs 9 to 18 months, depending upon the size of the show. The smaller shows can also happen in six months or lesser time. So when you see the ingredients of the show, you are thinking ahead, Niranjan. The ingredients basically will be subject or theme of the show, location and venue, budget. Can you go back, please? Budgets, formation of teams, human resources, publicity promotion, marketing, visitor promotion, partner selection, venue operations, sustainability of the show, feedback. These are the main ingredients of making a successful event. So when you are into these, when you collect all those ingredients, just like when you are making a recipe, these are the main ingredients for any of the event. So when we come to the subject, this is the most important aspect in the successful event planning. You need to do an in-depth analysis of what exactly you want to do, what are your objectives, which subjects would be where you are comfortable with, which subjects you have strengths. So you will have to do in-depth analysis, do market research, shortlisting, selection of subjects. These will depend on what periodicity you want to do the show, venues which are available, whether other organizers are doing shows on similar subjects, you want to space them, whether shows are local, regional, national, or international. Identification of big influential players in that sector, uh, which will help us in building the successful show and the new technologies or requirements of the industry. So when we decide on a subject, कि चलो ये subject करना है. So why you do such subjects? Say if it is a subject is related or where the visitors will be from public sector or government, you may choose Delhi as one of the venues. If you are doing machine tools, Bangalore is a center, so maybe you can go to Bangalore. If you want to do a plastic show, maybe you select Mumbai or Ahmedabad. So all the criteria of visitor concentration, of where you have uh, connections, where the venues are sufficient, all those things will decide on your doing the location once you start once you decide on the subject. So 4 things which you need to take into consideration: region and city where you want to do similar events if they are happening, so you have to space out your show. Then basic infrastructure facility in that venue, connectivity, hotels, so that it is easier for exhibitors and visitors to be there. So having selected the venue and the subject, you need to form the budget, and your budget is the important part of the entire show, whether the show will be a success or a failure. The budget will depend on how accurately you prepare it, considering all aspects of expenditures, unlikely expenditures, and possibility of collection of revenue. Now the revenue will depend mostly on sale of exhibition space. There you will have to consider whether what are the market rates at the moment in that sector, in that city, how it will entice the exhibitors to take part. Having planned this budget, you will come to formation of teams. So you need, once you know the budget, you have selected the location and the venue, you will form teams, and teams would be for PR and promotion. That will give you a skeleton of how you can promote the event, what are various ways and means of doing the event. Then comes the sales and marketing team, who will be actually selling the show to the prospective exhibitors with their strengths, what is the show stands for. They will identify exhibitors, they will identify sponsors, they will identify advertisers. So all that is will bring in revenue for the organization. The sales and marketing team will be looking after. There will be a team which will be looking after visitor promotion. So identification of visitors, who are the key players, key organizations, and the key players in those key organizations are very important. Then organizing maybe B2B meeting to create interest in the visitors, to bring them to the show. Having done all this, we are now coming closer to the actual show. So once your exhibitors are booked, you will have the operations team come into play, who will interact with them to collect information, their requirements, what they need, whether they would require how much power, whether they require water, they require air. So all those things will depend on the operations team, who will be interacting with them and make a connect with them, so that exhibitors are comfortable when they actually reach the venue. The operations team will also simultaneously look at the partners which it will have, which we will discuss in one of the next slides. I personally, I call them partners, not vendors, because they are the people who are going to make or break your show. So you have to have very reliable uh, and uh, honest partners who will go the length, which will depend on success of your show. So partners, they will find out, then they will interact with venue owner, get the possession, get the exhibit scene, get the stands created, and then finally, when the exhibition, look after the exhibition, when the exhibition ends, they will ensure that dismantling takes place and venue is safely returned back to the venue owner. And with all that, very key team will be the accounts department, which will keep control over. Hello, am I visible? Am I? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're visible.
Your slides are going very fast.
Yes,
Can
yes.
you go back? Go back to slide number. How much? Operations and partner selection. Yeah, that's the one. So this is where you will be doing the operations, as I was explaining now. Interaction with the venue owner, selection of partners, permissions and license becomes very important. All those fire and this thing, and now with new rules for the health, social distancing, these will come into play that time. Then the possession, setting up and dismantling. Finally, the next slide is where you will work on the planning of the event right from the beginning, and for which you require processes, controls, and timelines. There will be two types of such timelines. One will be for income, expenditure, and cash flow, and another one will be for your activities, when the activity should start and when it should end. For example, venue booking, then when will it start and by what time you will have to look after venue booking. In the accounts, simultaneously they will look at how the payments are made. For example, initial payment, then next installment, then next installment. So they will chart it on their accounts master sheet. Similarly, there will be for the partners who will be there, the stand contractors, the security, the housekeeping, the manpower requirement, horticulture. There are so many, about 15 or 20 odd partners depending upon how big is your show. So booking them, then making them payments, whether the advance payments are required or part payments are required. That again accounts will have to see. Similarly, there will be various activities like PR promotion. If it is PR promotion, where you will be promoting it, which media you will use for advertisements, for posting your messages, social media, all those things will be there on your timeline chart, and then it will simultaneously reflect on the chart related to the accounts. So when you are creating an activity, the time duration of that activity will be corresponding with the payments, whether you are receiving it or otherwise. So these are the charts which I am just showing you. These type of charts you can create, and there will be activities on the vertical side and the months on the horizontal side. So you can decide, you need to, if you need to say, for example, venue. One slide back, one venue. So venue, you decide today and you want to finish it in 1 month. So it will be over by that time. Then exhibition booking, once your brochure is ready, from there to exhibitors, when till what time you will book. So like that, there will be activities, various activities, promotion, vendor, partners, exhibition, exhibitors, requirements, planning, all those things will be there, and you will chart them so that you can monitor it, whether these activities, see why this is required. See, everything, we are all in the exhibition business for 15, 20, 30 years. So everything is at the back of our mind. We know everything. but it is always better to put it on paper so that it is easier for monitoring it and ensuring that we don't miss anything. Can you go to the next one? Finally, uh, feedback is what is required to not only to make the current show successful, but also to ensure that subsequent shows become uh, uh, have are have improvement over the previous show. So feedbacks will be primarily in the from the satisfaction of the exhibitor. So exhibitor satisfaction is what? The return on his investment, his comfort with people with whom he dealt, the facilities provided at the venue, uh, all those, the quality visitors. All these will indicate the satisfaction index of the exhibitor. Similarly, for visitors, it will be comfort, it will be right exhibitors, it is possibility of them meeting the right exhibitor, and the other facilities which are there. And then future venue options and all those things you can add up to that and ask them whether so that you are in a position to take better decisions for the next show. Uh, so feedback gives you is really your mark sheet, as if you are appearing in an exam, and at the end you get a mark sheet which will tell you how did you fare, and that will give you pointers for further improvement in your subsequent shows. So next one, please. The last and most important thing in this entire thing of work is the closing meeting. Once the show is over, everybody is happy, exhibitors are happy, visitors are happy, organizer has made money, he has made profit, so everybody is happy. At that time, the most important thing which is forgotten is to take stock of what has happened, and for that closing meeting is very, very critical. So when you meet after the event, maybe after the feedback is available, you analyze the feedback, uh, look at the satisfaction levels of your exhibitors, whether they were satisfied on on their investment, facilities, services we provided, response time of our services to them when they ask them. So all those parameters will be there. It's always better to have a third party uh, agency to do this feedback survey, because what happens, as what I have observed, is that if I go to the exhibitor and ask him, since he knows me well, since we have a psyche of not hurting the person with whom you are talking, they are unlikely to tell you, if there are any glitches or if there are any shortcomings in your show. But if a third party asks them, then they are possibly they will their pour out their appreciations or grievances. Then these visitors also, so that visitors will give you information about uh, exhibitors, which exhibitors were missing, facilities which were provided, whether they were able to meet right exhibitors, whether their visit and the time invested by them in this visit is uh, have given justice, and of course the pain areas uh, which are which eventually are there, even though you make any successful show, there will be some pain areas which will be there, which you will know, so that you have to improve, you can have opportunity to improve upon. So this is all in all what I wanted to say uh, about how you can successfully organize an event. This is a sort of a ballpark structure which I have given you. We can, if you have any questions, we can definitely uh, discuss them and work out. if any solutions are required. Thank you
That,
so much. Thank you for patient hearing.
that was really amazing session where you gave a lot of information about how you would handle an event management company and how do you organize something so good. And I also learned about the feedback and closing meetings should be done after every event organized. That every glimpse of the information you have given is the best, sir. We really liked and all the attendees and the participants out there also liked and how you shared information about events. I would like to ask a question. How did you generate a thought of starting an event management? How did you generate this thought?
Uh, you may be knowing I was Director General of an association,
Yes.
and also I was wearing three hats as usually association chiefs wear. One was, of course, looking after the day-to-day activities of the association, which are there, interfacing with government and resolving issues, technology matters, export opportunities, networking, all those things. Second was I was also the chief editor of the journal, the monthly which we were publishing, and most importantly, or one of the most important features was I was the organizing secretary for the exhibition till I retired in 2012. And since we were organizing, I organized almost 10 shows till 2012. It was a biennial show. Earlier, once in 3 years, but then it was 2 years. And the last show was about 850 exhibitors, about 60,000 square meters, and net business or net sale for us was about 42 crores, the size of the exhibition. The actual sale exhibitors did is a different part, but this was actually the revenue which we earned from there. So while I was organizing the events, we felt that there was a need for having a management company who could help these organizers in providing value-added services for all the work which they are doing. See, what happens is in an association, for example, uh, organizing exhibition is not their business. So they do shows in once in 2 years or once in 3 years. And also these shows are very large because they are supported to a great extent by their own members. So what happens then? Keeping an operations team would is not prudent, because it won't be required till about 9 months to a year of the show. So 1 year it will just be lying idle, which used to happen in our case also. So we felt that there is a niche for providing such services, and with our expertise and with my partners' operational skills, we decided we'll start this activity. And by large, we are doing four very large shows of the size what I mentioned to you just now, 800 to 1,000 exhibitors, 50, 60,000 square meters. Shows we do about 3, 4, and about 20, 25 shows of medium and small sizes. So that's the background how we started. And of course, the main drive was that you remain connected with the industry with which you were working for so long. So that was also one of the.
It was amazing to hear about all your experience on event management and skills and stuff. I wanted to give one strong message for all the event management companies out there during the crisis of Corona, sir. What do you give a message to all the event management heads out
Uh, it's very difficult to say anything at this stage because everything is uncertain. But we are discussing at various levels in the exhibition industry, whether it is ITPO, whether it is ICPB, I saw the IEIA, which is the Exhibition Organizers Association. We are debating at various levels. Uh, the main change which will happen as compared to the previous shows pre-COVID is that we will have to be very, very particular about health of the people, not only visitors but also and exhibitors, but also the people who are working on ground. The people who build the show, the people who come for dismantling. So health is very paramount importance. And second is that how we are going to handle the social distancing requirement which has emerged because of this pandemic. So these two issues, apart from all earlier areas of work, uh, we at industry level, we are creating standard procedures for creating a structure for organizing the event uh, actually when it takes place. All earlier things will happen, because all things don't matter. The exact uh, issue of social distancing and health will come when we take the possession, when the people come in to create the stands, and then the exhibition where exhibitors, people as well as visitors will be there, and then dismantling again the guys who will come for breaking the uh, event, and then finally vacating it. So that portion, maybe 5 days for a very small exhibition, or 9 days, 8, 9 days for larger exhibition, are very crucial in terms of healthcare as well as social distancing. Perhaps now, at the moment, what we were doing, we were having an ambulance ready. Maybe we need to have ambulance, a graded ambulance, higher end, which will take have other advanced facilities also, and a qualified doctor. Doctor and nurse are always there in the ambulance, which we hire for organizing an event at the moment. But later we may have to have those high-tech ambulances, and also we will have to keep arrangement with one of the neighboring hospitals, in case if any emergency arises, the patients or the persons who are in distress are immediately transferred to the hospital. So these are new areas where we are working on. So maybe in another month's time, the SOPs will be ready. The two SOPs have already been announced by ICP, the hotels and norms which they will be following, because their norms will be tougher than us because of the inventory inside the rooms and all those things. So all those things will be placed very shortly.
That was amazing to hear about your own ideas. How would you get back on this corona crisis, and a great thoughts for all the event management companies about this corona crisis. This is amazing to hear. One last personal question saying that if not being a director or if not being the president of IESA, what did you dream as your ambition during your childhood?
Uh, I had a lot of things in mind. I don't know. Uh, Going back to my village was one. Enjoying a bit peaceful life. Uh, I'm a contented man, so I only uh, I'm happy in all situations. So it doesn't really matter if I was not here. I could have been at some other distance.
That is amazing to hear about you, sir. What is the state of a particular labor during this event? How do you say that?
Sorry.
What is the state of every labor during the event management?
No, I didn't get what you were saying.
I mean, during those vendors or small timings or the labor content, which work they do during the event management sectors or during event management organizing, those exhibitions and stuff, how do you state them?
Stake them, is it?
Yes. During the lockdown,
Yeah.
how do you
Uh,
state all this labor's life? Because major of them depend on the daily wages. Daily wages.
yes. No, for see the issue is that we are management consultants. So we don't employ labor directly. The people who are our partners, who are building the stands, who are building the hangars, who are providing housekeeping, or who are providing security, they will be the people who are hiring the manpower. And our interaction with some of them is that they have tried to hold on till the possible extent, uh, uh, in a way that some of them have tried to hold back on their key people, uh, because most of the time there will be a large number of temporary guys who are working there. So their plight could have been experienced. Everybody has experienced their plight, and the anxiety for those people. What is going to happen. So 1 month is okay. You can hang on, but then when the future is uncertain, it is better and it is more prudent for them also to go back to their roots. It is easier for them to reach their places and be comfortable. So in a way, it is both ways. Uh, it has happened. People are holding on to key people. They have been uh, uh, they have been engaged. Part of our people got engaged because of the work which incidentally, all the work which you see on TVs, you will not know that these were all the hangars, all the partitions, all the pandals or the kiosks or the pagodas which were used for the police on the roads. They were all built by us. In fact, I would like to mention here that ISA, our association, the Indian Exhibition Services Association, we we did a CSR activity for providing pagodas for the police who were working on roads in on the UP Delhi border. So we had created about 100 such pagodas at 100 locations for them to rest, stay when they are not actually standing on the road. The rest of the people can at least be in the shade. So that was done by us as a CSR. Uh, Other than that, members have done CSR in different ways. They were engaged in providing food. And a lot of things were done.
That was amazing to hear about your social activity skills from IESA. And this is one last question for you from my side. What do you think the event and exhibition future would be?
Sorry.
What do you think the event and exhibition future of?
Future. Future is always great. If there is no future, we won't be surviving. See what we have seen, what we have debated over a period of time, last 3 months. Uh, Umpteen number of webinars have taken place, uh, organized by different organizations, by government, by uh, uh, federations of the by chambers of commerce. Uh, the the gut feeling is that there will be hybrid events which will have both virtual and physical exhibition for some time. Virtual exhibitions, usually people felt that it may not be really working, but at the moment, as a stopgap, people might be doing. But one thing which could work now is the B2B meetings, because B2B meetings can be virtually held. You don't have to be physically present, and we are exploring such possibilities. But physical exhibitions are there to stay. So maybe after 8 months or so. By next financial year, I think everything will be in place. Touch wood, COVID goes away.
When you actually mentioned about the virtual physical events, do you think that virtual events will be a threat to all these physical events?
Uh, not we are not perceiving it as a threat. It will be only as an add-on for a physical show. If at all somebody wants to do it, the technology is available. So what will happen is that if it's a value add for the exhibitor which organizer can provide. So for example, I do a physical show, and after doing the show, I can have simultaneously put the entire setup on a virtual medium and continue it for next 5-6 months, which will be not very expensive, so that the actual visitors who came in to the show, if they have further do it virtually on that platform. So that is the possibility, but that is primarily will be a value add which will be given by exhibition organizers, and progressive exhibition organizers are already discussing this among themselves, that how they can add this. Like say, for example, B2B meetings were not very prevalent previously. Now it has become a norm to give some value add to the exhibitor. So he gets targeted visitors who are interested in his business, and they can discuss at that point of time there itself about the thing. So like that, there will be, as technology progresses, these value adds will keep coming.
That was amazing to hear about the virtual and physical events. Hope we all push this corona away and start our physical events, and we should stop social distancing after. We are waiting for that moment where we all gather and have a cheerful laugh, enjoying a moment in an exhibition or an event. We all miss that, sir. I hope even you do.
I guarantee you that it won't be long.
Yes, yes, sir. That was amazing to have you here on the Planet Tech Media House. That was I really learned a lot about events and exhibition. I really learned how do you manage an event, how do you organize in a better way. I really like the way you put in them into a very good PowerPoint presentation. It was good to have time with you. I really had a very good time having a conversation. I hope all the attendees and the panelists out there have learned a lot new things. So, thank you so much for being on Planet Tech Media House. It was a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, sir.